KGI is very different. I don't know of any other institutions that are like it.
We really focus a lot on active, team-based, project-driven learning.
In the traditional classroom, you would just sit and the faculty would lecture and the students passively listen.
The way in which we have designed our curriculum delivery is that we use a flipped classroom approach for most of the classes that we offer.
We teach the students the night before via a pre-recorded video.
Then I don't have to lecture. I actually get up there and I have a list of questions that I want them to answer and to be a participant in.
Of course they learn the basic concept and foundations, but then using that concepts and foundation and moving it forward to applications.
I want to present a scenario to them where they can feel comfortable asking me questions and I can help fill in the voids in this image that we're creating for the material that we're covering.
Motivation is such a key part of being an effective teacher, because if you cannot convince these students why they need to learn a certain material, they're not going to be interested. And so it is very critical to continually give examples of scenarios where the material these students are learning can be applied.
So you have to be extremely organized, you have to be disciplined, you have to be very motivated, and you also have to actively participate in the class, which is not only benefiting the students from just by helping them master their content, but it's also inculcating a lot of these other values in them, which will really help them not only in the class, but also throughout their professional life and also personal life.
What we as a graduate school really are trying to get the students to do is to move up into higher order thinking skills, where the students have to come in and they have to figure out exactly what are really the critical questions that need to be answered. And then they have to synthesize and evaluate it to see where the gaps are. And then they have to come up with a new proposal, a new idea, and then actually work through how this would be translated into practice.
The research that I've been doing is in the area of pharmacy informatics, computers and pharmacy. We have a special event, our Shark Tank event, where we challenge our students to come up with new applications and pitch those to a panel of venture capitalists. And it really proved to me that the students had learned the information that was presented to them and were able to apply it in a real-life setting.
Technology that we use is to use plant viruses and decorate them to look like an animal pathogen. Our first vaccine that we're working on is one of cattle. It's in a country called Botswana, and in Botswana there's roughly 2 million people and 4 million cattle. We're now doing full clinical trials, and this summer I'll be taking 5 students with me to oversee these trials and to help with new things going on in there.
Currently, I have a full-time research associate who is training a lot of other students in the lab. They're doing a lot of hands-on research as to how red blood cells interact with the brain endothelial cells to see if that could be a mechanism that leads to brain microbleeds development.
I'm able to have the students in a lab settings already where they have to think of problems that are going on in the industry right now. So then we would recreate the problems and then try to figure out why was the industry having that problems. And that's a better way of learning rather than just reading it on paper.
I operate with a very open door policy, so the students know I'm very approachable.
I really encourage the students to stop by and talk to me anytime they have questions or want to explore any topics further.
I like to keep my office door open. When students have a question, they really want the answer then.
I don't have office hours per se, because if I'm there, students can come in and ask me questions.
Then each student gets a lot more one-on-one face time, and I am also able to more accurately and in a more nuanced fashion assess how the students are thinking and where the students are struggling.
I'm truly there working with the students, interacting with them to see exactly what questions they have and to provide them individualized learning.
That one-on-one is what motivates them to want to learn, because they see that whatever they are doing is important to you, so that's what makes them want to do a better job.
I've never had a job where I really believe that I'm truly part of a special team. And I think it sets a really good example for our students.
Every single individual that I know at KGI is here because they value student success. I know faculty, staff, fellow students go out of their way to help each other to be a part of your success story.